From the 22 News Studios, this is Mass Appeal, the local show all about you and our area.
Well, good morning. Friday, August 15th. Tomorrow is the Patriots preseason game against the Vikings, and the Vikings could present some problems, and they will showcase if there are any problems with the Patriots. Fingers crossed that this is going to be a good game.
Are you super into football? Because I only know the Patriots, and I love watching Hard Knocks to get ready for the season, which I think they're featuring the Jets this year because Haley Steinfeld's now husband, what's his name?
I don't know.
Josh Allen. Thank you.
Josh Allen, yeah, the Bills.
Oh, they're featuring the Bills, not the Jets. Right. Just kidding. My bad.
It's all our enemy. It's all enemy territory. So
yeah,
you're forgiven.
If you're not a Patriots fan, everyone's an enemy.
Not only am I a Patriots fan, I'm wearing my Patriots earrings.
You're wearing red. You're wearing blue. Yeah. I'm wearing pink, so I'm not supporting anyone. But
See, neutral until we're really into the season. That's still okay.
Well, we got a fun show today.
I'm getting ready to dive in with the cookies.
We have fundraisers. We have a whole bunch of fun things.
Do you think the chef will be annoyed if I just take a nibble as we toss
so,
to the weather? That's probably not a good thing. But that weather out there, that is a good thing. Yeah. It's been lovely this morning.
The humidity's dropping, so let's check in with our meteorologist. What's going on?
Hi there.
Oh, just enjoying the day, My dad will definitely be in front of the TV on Sunday, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
I come from a big football family, but anyway. Chicopee, though, it's bright, it's dry, it's a perfect Friday to start off the weekend. You couldn't have asked for a better Friday. We're in the upper 80s today, but live in Chicopee right now, plenty of blue skies out there. Greenfield, always the bluest live camera, I have to say. It's pretty nice out there. Not one cloud in the sky over here on this camera. Taking a look at those temperatures right now, 81 in Springfield already, 78 in Greenfield, 77 in Northampton, 77 in Westfield, 78 in Orange, and 78 in North Adams. So warming up pretty nicely. It was kind of a slow start this morning, and then they just jumped just like that. But those dew points are also pretty comfortable. 58 in Greenfield, 59 in Westfield and Springfield, 54 in Orange. So it's going to stay refreshing today. Those dew points will jump up a little bit later on this evening, and then it'll be much more humid heading into the weekend. But today we can enjoy the refreshing air, though. Wind speeds, we do have a calm north wind that's kind of turning more northeast as well, but that will stay like this for the rest of the day too. Taking a look at the clouds and radar, dry across the entire northeast. It's going to stay dry today, no rain in sight. We do have some few rain chances in the forecast. We'll show you that at noontime, but overall we're staying dry and sunny today, so no need to worry about that. Daycast, lots of sunshine today, getting to the upper 80s. 81 right now, 86 by 2 p.m. We'll reach our high of 88 degrees around 3 o'clock this afternoon, 85 by 5 p.m. and still 78 even around 8 p.m. So looking pretty good. Even for sunset time, any plans you may have, beach days, boat days today, you're looking pretty good so far. We'll show the rest of the forecast coming up at noon.
Fluffy, light, and full of delicious lemon and blueberry flavor. And wait, it gets even better. Jessie Sierra Ross, author of Seasons Around the Table in her blog, Straight to the Hips, Baby, shows us how to make a cookie cake hybrid. How could anything be more perfect than that?
I can't really think of anything this morning except, this great weather we're having. But yes, it's lemony, it's blueberry, it's a cake, it's a cookie, it's a mashup of both, but no matter what, it is delicious.
And a satisfying dessert.
Very much so. And it's very light, which I really love because a lot of cakey cookies are quite dense.
Yes. But
there's a trick to making these cookies light and fluffy.
Will you share it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But we have a couple of steps first to get to.
All right.
The very first one, in a mixer bowl, we have a little bit of sugar, a little bit of butter, and we're going to add some fresh lemon zest. I just used a little plain right in, and we're going to let that cream for a little bit. So I'm just going to turn this on very quickly, and it's going to infuse into that butter and sugar. Perfect. Over here, we have flour, and we're going to add some baking powder and a pinch of salt. So if you want to do that for me.
Question, baking powder, not baking soda.
Baking soda is going to be going, no, wait. Yes, baking soda is in here. Baking powder is in here. I have to get my leaveners straight. You're confusing me.
All right, well, I have that effect on people. So.
No, but it is one of those things. When you're using a chemical leavener, you can use them interchangeably, but to different amounts.
Okay.
We are actually using baking soda to make it light and fluffy in the sour cream.
Perfect.
So what happens is baking soda counteracts with the acids in the sour cream, and it creates more carbon dioxide, which is air bubbles.
And there goes your
and
trick about
exactly,
fluffy. Oh, that's
exactly.
Awesome. Okay.
So
this goes in?
That all goes in, and a pinch of salt
Okay.
goes in. So that sour cream mixture with the baking soda has sat for a couple of minutes. It's nice and fluffy. We're going to add that to our base right in. Then we're going to add an egg or two. This recipe is quite lovely because you can either double it super easy or keep it as a small batch. Then a little bit of vanilla right in. You can use vanilla extract, vanilla paste, whatever you have on hand.
Vanilla paste is kind of new to the scene, though, isn't it?
It is a little. We know it's new to the home cook. I will say that in restaurants and bakeries, it's very well known. But it used to be you could only get it in large batches. Now we have small batches.
Yeah. Oh,
So
it's
we're going to add
Look
our
how brave
dried.
you are. Adding that and wearing black.
We'll have a flour cloud in a minute. Right in, and it's going to come together in a snap. So we're looking for a fairly creamy dough. Right in. Perfect. That's excellent. All right.
That was quick.
It was very quick. So we have this lovely dough now.
And it really looks like dough now.
It's a dough. So to this, we're going to add our blueberries. You would mix that. Hand mix is better than putting it into the blender or the mixer because it will squish. You drop these onto a sort of parchment, or you can use a silicone lined pan. Bake at 375 for about 15 minutes until they get golden brown on the bottom, and you get cookies like these. Pardon my reach.
This is, these are really beautiful. Let's break them in. Let's open them up and see. When you were talking about them being
super fluffy.
They are. I'm going to do one of my own.
Yes, but it gets even better because you could just keep it as is. You could dust them with powdered sugar, or we have this beautiful lemon glaze. And I'm just going to glaze this. I dip it right in. Pull it out, let it drip just a tad, and then you usually put it on a piece of parchment paper or a plate to set, and then you get cookies like those on the cake stand, which has this really lovely gloss to it. It's lemony, it's juicy, it's blueberry-ish.
And that will bring out all those flavors.
Absolutely.
So can you take some of that zest and maybe sprinkle it on top of the cookie? Well, I mean, I know that part of what you try to do sometimes is let people know what's in there. So when you have a special ingredient like some nice fresh lime zest, that might add to it as well.
It gives a clue.
Are you ready?
Yes, let me see. I sometimes get in trouble for making people eat on camera. Oh, I'm doing it, do it to it. That's good. Can you imagine this with a cup of tea, a little coffee, for breakfast, for dessert, at a picnic? I mean, my kids go bananas for these.
I also love the idea that it's so simple. The ingredients are basic. You know what I'm tired of? I'm tired of opening up my cabinet and seeing some of the stuff that I've got in there, and I go, why did I buy that again? So this is very nice, very basic, good ingredients, local, as long as we have these blueberries. And if I was going to use blueberries that were not fresh, can I use frozen blueberries?
You can, but I would advise draining the extra juices out of it because it will impact that leavener that we were talking about. Because if you have too much liquid to the batter, it won't rise.
And these have risen beautifully, and the texture is absolutely sublime. So we will have that recipe on mymassappeal.com, and please look that up because it's simple enough, and we could have some fun this weekend making some lovely, fluffy cookies while we're cheering on our Patriots.
Yes, cheers.
All right, thank you. Pause hitting the pavement to support cancer survivors. We'll take you on a walk designed to celebrate and support those fighting the battle, coming up on Mass Appeal. And we're stepping back into Springfield's Gilded Age with a tour inside the carriage house at the Barney Estate, so please stay with us.
Is holding its 6th annual Canines Against Cancer fundraiser. All of our money raised supports Each Moment We're Alive, a nonprofit that provides tools and support for cancer survivors during and after treatments. 2 cancer survivors, Cindy Sheridan Murphy, and the executive director and founder, and Brianna Zemrock, a cancer survivor, are here to share the details. Thank you so much for being with us.
Well, thank you for having us.
So tell us about Each Moment We're Alive and what they do to support cancer survivors.
Yeah, so Each Moment We're Alive started with, a group of women when I was going after my cancer treatments. was, what do I do next? My treatments end, I'm not sure where to go. And so it started with, you know, just getting together with some ladies, challenging, kind of like finding out that we're a community, that we support each other and we're there, but there's no funding for after cancer survivorship. So we kind of branched out on our own and have been working to just really help those. We're grassroots here, but now we've got people from Indiana, Michigan, Florida that come in on our Zoom groups.
Wow, so it's going nationwide.
Yeah, it's been really incredible that the treatments end, but the support is so needed. And now we have a higher instance of survivorship, which is fantastic, but we need the programs to support them. And live programs, not just handouts.
So what is that like to go from surviving cancer and then being like, what's the next step? Because now you're back to normal life, well, if you can call it normal, post-survivorship.
Yes. Yeah.
And so what's the next step of kind of getting back into that routine?
It's kind of a panic at first.
Okay.
It's almost like you think like those that are on the trapeze and they pull out the mat underneath,
Yeah.
you know, you don't have it.
The
Your
safety
safety
net.
net's gone, your doctors are gone. And you're like, oh my God, what do I do next? You're supposed to go back to work and they're thinking, you're gonna be great. I was a dental hygienist with lymphedema that couldn't work as a hygienist so much because it was the swelling in my arm.
Mm-hmm.
And their answer is to reinvent yourself. And you go, well, how do I do that?
And so
She knows firsthand.
what has the program's been like to support you? You're fresh off cancer treatment, so
Yes.
so proud
Just
of you
2
for
weeks ago.
surviving.
Thank you. Yeah, so I mean, the support from Cindy and Each Moment We're Alive has been absolutely amazing. You know, being diagnosed at only 27 years old with stage 3 colon cancer was quite of a shock, especially when there was some misdiagnoses prior leading up to this, because my first question for the doctors was, you know, could it be cancer? Because, you know, we're in that day and age where something's wrong, we Google something.
Right.
And I had all the signs of cancer and they were like, no, you're way too young for such a type of cancer. So to have Cindy to lean back on and, you know, ask her questions when I started the chemotherapy treatment, like, hey, is this normal? Or like, did you experience this? Or, you know, today I'm feeling, you know, kind of down on myself, or, you know, today's a good day. So to have that support with Each Moment We're Alive and other women I can connect with, it's been pretty amazing.
And something that helps with these programs is fundraising. So let's
Yes.
talk about Canines Against Cancer, because
Yes.
that's happening on August 22nd,
Yeah.
5 to 8 p.m., right? So let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be beautiful, so everybody come out.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I know, it can always change, but yeah, we started that when we were looking for fundraising, and you'll see on the picture was, Susan was in our first groups, and we were gonna start in 2020, and COVID hit.
Right.
So 2 months before we were ready to go. So we really worked through it. Susan was big on it because she had her golden retrievers, and they were her support. And more people started talking about their dogs being support, so that's how we brought them in. You know, and we're having therapy dogs that are going to be there, and it's just where you can bring your dogs. You don't have to bring your dogs, but there's music, fun cookout by the Beavers Club. It's just going to be a wonderful night. Wyckoff Country Club has been sponsoring us. It's a fun day to memorize. We walk around the Morgan Road Pavilion there. Just a fun day to celebrate life and get together.
And if people want to register for this event, because you do need to register, where can they go for more information?
Yeah, they can go right on our website on eachmomentwe'realive.org. And they can follow the links, and it'll bring them right to register. And you can register that day of if you do forget. But the registration is $15, and that gives you a voucher for a free hamburger hot dog. So it's worth registering so that we get a head count.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for being with us and sharing your story.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Still ahead on Mass Appeal, we'll chat with the Springfield Preservation Trust, Inc. about their garden party fundraiser. Plus, we'll have part 2 of cooking with Chef Jesse Sierra, where we'll make a nectarine and tomato panzanella salad, and that's all next.
Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up. One of the most famous lines in movie history. Mark Giza, one of your favorite movies and shows of all time, Sunset Boulevard, and it's an anniversary, and you got to see
75 years. Opened August 10th, 1950. Classic. It's my favorite movie of all time.
Seriously?
Yes, I've done film seminars for years, and you sit there with a bunch of film critics, and it's just wonderful from beginning to end.
Well, you know, when I saw, obviously I was young when I saw it, and it really gave me the creeps. It was a very, it's dark.
It's dark, and it's Billy Wilder's look on Hollywood and faded actresses and what happens to them when you reach a certain age. And when the movie opened in 1950, nobody wanted the role of Norma Desmond.
Really?
Billy Wilder went to Mae West. Remember Mae West?
Oh, I love Mae West.
I love Mae. Okay. Went to Mary Pickford, America's sweetheart from the 1920s.
And she went, no way.
There's no way. Then went to Gloria Swanson, who was a silent screen star in the 20s. And it's like...
And she made the transition, though. Gloria Swanson made the transition.
She did. She did live silent films, and then didn't do anything real in the 40s, and then 1950 it hits. And does it ever hit as Norma Desmond?
Wow. So you went where to see this? I mean, are these gatherings?
There was a private screening in Hartford for film critics to celebrate this 75th anniversary, and it was wonderful. I took my son, who knows how obsessed I am with this film.
Of course he does.
So we just went, it's great, and they doctored it up, and it looks great. It's not grainy, and you know, it's a movie 75 years old, so you think would have some flaws in it, but it's beautiful, and the story still works. And
so you have some history with this beyond just watching it in the movies.
Yes.
Yes.
Anna Giza, who was here for years and years, played Norma Desmond for me.
Really?
When I did the musical version of it about 15 years ago, and she was brilliant because she has a fantastic voice.
And you directed it?
I directed it for my theater company, the Theater Guild of Hamden, and we did the full-scale production of Sunset Boulevard. We were the first company to do it, and probably the only company to do it because it's such a difficult and expensive show to do.
You know, I don't think I've heard the music from it.
Oh, With One Look, that Nicole Scherzinger, who was just on Broadway and won the Tony, just won Tony for playing Norma Desmond, sings that. Listen to that song.
Okay.
And
I'm sold.
And the song, Like We Never Said Goodbye. You never heard that?
Do I have to admit it that I've never heard it?
It's great. It's great. Just put the
But
soundtrack. It's Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Oh, okay. Then
and
it's going to be.
It's
going to
classic
be wonderful.
Hollywood, classic, gorgeous music.
Okay. So when people are looking back at these kinds of movies, why is it important to bring them back to the public arena like that?
Because I do feel like 1950 was a pinnacle year for film. It was the year of Sunset Boulevard. It was the year of All About Eve, my #2 favorite film.
Oh, that's a fabulous film.
Fabulous film. And then Father of the Bride with Spencer Tracy and Elizabeth Taylor, and Cyrano de Bergerac with Jose Ferrer, Born Yesterday with Judy Holliday. Those films all opened up in 1950 and became classics. So now people are rediscovering them.
Does it look camp, though? I mean, when you look back at Sunset Boulevard, to me, it is campy, but also, you can also see the influence on other productions. For instance, Singing in the Rain, where where the woman, who is this gorgeous woman who suddenly finds herself in the talkies.
True.
What was her name? It's Judy Holliday plays the part, and she is anyway. It's Debbie Reynolds who comes in
and does the
sings
voiceover
for her and kind of. But to me, there's those kinds of influences that you can see in film, but it's campy.
It is camp. But you know, when you watch this, for me, who've seen it like 500 times. I'm still involved, waiting to see what's going to happen. I know the lines. I can say them with William Holden and Gloria Swanson before they do. And the other thing I have to say, there's a great retrospective people want to watch. Nancy Olson, who plays Betty Schaefer in this movie, just turned 97, and she's alive, and she talks about what it was like to be on set with Billy Wilder and William Holden, and what a great part of it. She got an Oscar nomination for it. It was up for 11 Academy Awards and won a few. It didn't win that many because that was the year of All About Eve, which just swept the Oscars.
So is this considered one of the original film noirs?
Yes. And it's a classic. I mean, when you look back on the greatest films of all time, I think this is up there like 8 or 9. It's just from the beginning the movie begins, a narration.
The beginning is shocking.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And it begins narration to the very end with her coming down, saying that great line, coming down the staircase. It's just, it's brilliant.
I'm ready for my clothes. Well, it's, I had never seen, and I still to this day have never seen anything quite like it. I will give told you that.
It's great. And you've been doing it so well that if I do the show again, I know who to cast.
Oh, yeah. And with this set of pipes, oh, absolutely. We got a hit on our hands. All right. Thank you, Mark. And I hope people do take the chance and the time now to take a look at it one more time.
Brilliant film.
And relive the film noir days.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Mark.
Each year, the Springfield Preservation Trust Incorporated chooses a historic property to highlight for their fundraiser. And this year, they have chosen the theme Flora and Fauna at the Carriage House for their tour and garden party fundraiser on August 24th. Here to tell us more is President of the Springfield Preservation Trust, Erica Swallow. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
So tell us about Flora Fauna, the theme, and then why you guys chose the Carriage House.
Yes. So our Flora and Fauna theme is really highlighting the beauty of Forest Park and the Carriage House. Forest Park being one of the largest urban municipal parks in America and the largest in Massachusetts, with all its beautiful landscaping, and then the Carriage House as a historic property of great significance in Springfield, built in 1883. And right in the center of the park, it brings in, the current use as an event space brings in that all that floral and animal-like character in its decor inside. And so we wanted to honor the park and the Carriage House for our theme. So it is a garden party fundraiser, which will be both indoor and outdoor. We'll encourage the guests to go explore the gardens. We'll have literature about how the Parks Department and the Springfield Garden Club manage those beds and plantings. And we'll also have lots of entertainment indoors, including an opera performance. We're going to have Victorian era music playing throughout the event. We have a silent auction with lots of wonderful items there, and a 50-50 raffle. So there's so much to do, and it all benefits the mission at the Springfield Preservation Trust of preserving historic properties in Springfield.
So you mentioned preserving historic properties. Last year was a French theme, was lace and
linen,
and then this year's Flora and Fauna, which is so cute. So why is it so important to preserve historical landmarks like the Carriage House?
Yes, it's essential that Springfield preserve its historic properties, because once these properties are gone, they're gone forever. And in Forest Park is a great example. The Carriage House was preserved, and it was the Carriage House of Everett Barney and his family. It went into vacant, as you can see, and near disrepair into the 1990s, but was restored by the city, including with Putnam High School students who helped bring it back, and now it's used as an event space for everyone in Springfield and beyond to enjoy. But you can see images of Pecusik Villa, which was the accompanying mansion of Everett Barney. And Barney was an ice skate manufacturer and inventor in Springfield. His estate was in Forest Park. That wasn't a park until after wealthy homeowners and landowners started donating to the city. So Everett Barney was the largest donor of land at 175 acres, which also included his mansion and carriage house. But unfortunately, the mansion was demolished in the 1950s when Interstate 91 was being built. Unfortunately, the city at the time and the people decided they preferred to have a highway than this exquisite piece of architecture, which in its last use was as an industrial museum, which was highlighting the industrial past of Springfield and all the manufacturers and inventors really that made Springfield the city of first. And I can only imagine if that was still here today, what that building would be like to have an event like this in. But luckily we do have the Carriage House, and we have the foresight of those preservationists over time who wanted to make sure that was preserved for this generation and those to come.
And this Carriage House is really special because you can have different events. Priscilla Ress, our co-host, was married at the Carriage House, for people who didn't know. And so you can have special moments, especially what you're going to have on the 24th. Yes. And so if you want tickets, where can you go for tickets?
You can get tickets at florafaunaspt.eventbrite.com. And they are $50 for regular price, and a discount for Springfield Garden Club and Springfield Preservation Trust members at $40.
And so the funds that are raised, does it go towards helping preserve other landmarks within Springfield?
Yes, we are a nonprofit and our advocacy work is focused on preservation in Springfield. So we actively advocate to save buildings and also to educate the general public about these important buildings. This is one such event that is more of an awareness driver for those who haven't been to the Carriage House. While it's a public property, it's often something that's more, you need to have an event to go there. Right. It's got offices in it and such. So if you've been to a wedding there, like Priscilla's, or I saw a family touring just this week to have a wedding there, then you've maybe had that great experience of being in the venue. But we're having historic tours of the entire building at our event. So if you're at the wedding, you may not have gotten to go to the second level and see where Everett Barney did all his inventing. He had a side entrance up to the second floor to his 3-room office where there's a beautiful mural of Forest Park, which his staff painted in his meeting room. And you would see the grandfather clock that stood in the foyer of their mansion. And there's one more item, the phone from the Barney Mansion is also exhibited, as well as see Springfield history through the advertisements and actual physical ice skates that were invented right here in Springfield.
That's incredible. Well, Erica, thank you so much for telling us all about your event, and I hope lots of people come out and explore.
Thank you. We hope so too.
Still ahead, we have the crunch and the sweetness for a delectable dinner with Chef Jesse Sierra, all next.
Coming up Monday on Mass Appeal, guess who's getting feisty as we head into fall? Things that sting. Join us live at 11 when we talk about how to stay out of their line of fire.
Make the most of August tomato season with this take on a traditional Italian bread salad. Ripe tomatoes and nectarines are layered with toasted seasoned bread chunks and fresh herbs. Here to walk us through the scrumptious and mouth-watering meal is author of Seasons Around the Table and of the blog Straight to the Hips Baby, Jesse Sierra Ross. Thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you. It's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you again. You're always a ray of sunshine.
Oh, too kind, but I come bearing gifts this time.
I know, you have so many fresh ingredients. I love it, and I'm a huge bread, like, what are they called, that you put on salads?
Oh yeah, croutons?
Croutons.
Absolutely.
Can't think of it because I'm all engrossed in all of the goodness. So let's get straight into it.
Absolutely. So these are all my favorite things, and they're all simple ingredients. Yeah. I'm a carboholic, I will admit it. Bread is like my lifeblood, but tomatoes around this time of year are brilliant.
So good, so
nectarines or peaches. We have fresh basil, and we have herbs from my garden. All of this is from my garden.
Wow.
So if you have
quite the gardener.
I am not, but it proves the point that you can grow these easy things in your garden to create a really beautiful yet simple to make meal.
Yeah.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to address that Italian bread. Now, I did not make this Italian bread. You grab that bread. You're going to tear it, half of it, into that big bowl, and you're just going to hand tear. Now, you could cut it into cubes, which is fine. I like to be rustic for 2 reasons. One, I think it looks better, but 2, it kind of covers up any mistakes. Just tear it on in.
I'm like actually getting a little workout in.
That's
right
good.
now.
So bite-sized pieces.
Okay.
In the meantime, what I'm going to do is start slicing some tomatoes. So over here, I have some fresh local tomatoes. And these aren't hothouse, these were grown on the vine. They smell amazing. So 1 large tomato I'm going to cut into 8ths.
Okay.
And then I have ripe nectarines over here. If you don't have nectarines, you could use plums, you could use peaches, any stone fruit. They're absolutely gorgeous right now.
They really are.
And you want to catch them right before they get too soft. So we want juicy, but not
mushy.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And over here we have some beautiful grape and cherry tomatoes. I chose an assortment. There's a farm near me that has all the gold tomatoes and the green tomatoes. We have pearl mozzarella and the basil. Perfect. All right. So our bread, it's been beautifully hand torn. Thank you. You're going to add a little bit of olive oil. Choose the good stuff. Toss it all over. You don't even have to be careful. Just chew right in. A hefty pinch of kosher salt. Hefty, hefty, hefty. Yes. Some oregano. Dried oregano is fine for this recipe. You could actually add the whole thing in. This is our seasoning, so it's very basic, so we want it to be bold, all right? A little bit of black cracked pepper, and then you're going to place it on a cookie sheet, Put it in the oven at 375 for about 10 minutes to toast. I also like to end it with a broil just to get that crispiness, but be careful not to burn it, which I did on my first batch this morning. Tip from a pro, do not bake anything before having coffee. You'll burn your house down. You can use that spoon. And it comes out of the oven just beautifully seasoned and crispy. And I have a finished product right on your left.
Perfect.
If you want to swap that out. Excellent. Now, this dish, again, you see, I'm not really cooking. What I really am doing is arranging. So, over here, we are going to do this together.
Okay.
We're going to take 3 or 4 croutons, and we're just going to place them on arugula, some butter lettuce. You can even just use basil.
All right.
Then we're going to slip in some tomatoes. Now, grab those tomatoes, slip them in where you think there needs to be color, texture, vibrancy.
I love
you
this.
are
It's like an art project.
Exactly.
You're
You
artists.
are painting with your food. Isn't this amazing?
This is so fun. This would be great to do with your kiddos.
Yes, this is what I do.
Yeah.
Dot some mozzarella, pearl mozzarella. You could use
These
slices.
are my favorite. Look how good they look. They almost look like cheese curds, but they're mozzarella pearls.
Yes, they're delicious in salads. Even the snack on, if you make a little board.
Yeah.
That fresh
like a little
basil.
charcuterie board.
Exactly. And we're adding this and that,
I love
whatever
how
you
they're
have
little
around.
clumps too.
Yeah.
They come in 3s.
They come in 3s. How handy. I have some fresh edible flowers, marigolds.
Ooh, I didn't know you could eat those.
Yeah, they're delicious. There's a little bit of a green sort of tart flavor. I have lemon thyme from the garden. Again, any fresh herb that you
Smells so
have,
good in
right?
here.
And it's that lemony, oregano-ish sort of flavor. I have some
Is there such
mint.
thing as too much cheese?
No, never. Same as there's never too much carb. I have yet
I
to
know.
meet
I
a
feel like
potato
we
or bread I
need
don't
more
like.
bread in here.
Yeah, and you
Are we putting anything right
Nope.
here?
So this is the trick to plating individually. If you want to skip this part and go family style on a platter, absolutely go ahead. Sometimes we don't have time for this. But if we're creating a simple meal, plating in a special way like this ups that sort of wow factor.
Yeah.
And you know, look at this. It came together. You have dots of color. Whoops, that marigold's on the run. And we're just going to drizzle it with a little bit of nice, save the good olive oil for this, just so you can taste it. That sort of extra
smell
virgin.
the basil, the
olive oil.
mint, everything. It smells so good in here.
Can you grab a little bit of salt? We always want to finish with salt.
We have
just
about 30
a little
seconds.
pinch. We're perfect because we're almost done. Excellent. And a little bit of syrupy aged balsamic vinegar, not the
love
watery
balsamic.
stuff. This is aged and it's sweet and delicious.
Nice and thick.
Yeah, and that's it. Ta-da.
So simple.
So simple, luscious, flexible.
Yeah.
And you know, you have this with a little bit of white wine, you're good to go.
Perfect. Jessie, thank you so much for showing us a delectable meal that's easy, it's farm fresh. You can go to your local farmer's market, support local, or you can go to your local grocery store and find something there.
Absolutely. Everything fresh is best.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Well, coming up on Mass Appeal, Richard Thomas has had many iconic roles throughout his life, and today we'll learn about his role, Mark Twain.
We're at Theater Works Hartford, where they are about to kick off a one-person show about Mark Twain. This is a perfect place for it, and this is the perfect person to play Mark Twain. Richard Thomas, thank you so much for letting us have this time with you right before you go on.
Oh, well, thank you.
I
got to have something to do to keep me calm.
Keep you calm. I can't imagine what it takes to put together a show. It's all you. You can't fake it. You can't turn to somebody else, you know, fill in a...
Well, you know, there are upsides. I don't have any other actors I have to pay attention to. And but there's a lot to learn.
Yeah.
You know, and it's, you know, it's a hefty amount, but it's fun to learn. It's easy to learn because his writing is so beautiful and it goes in very smoothly. It's just very exciting. I mean, I never thought that I would have the opportunity to do this particular show. So it's been a great gift.
So how did it come about?
Well, it came about because Hal Holbrook, who created this show initially, you know, and it's his version of things that we're doing. His estate got in touch and said, you know, we think Hal would like it if anybody was going to revive it, if you would do that. And I jumped at it.
Oh, cool.
You know,
Yeah,
because
that's
it was
a
such
great
a beautiful
opportunity.
piece. I mean, I don't know if you ever saw it. I saw it first on PBS when I was 16 years old. It was wonderful. It was such a great performance. So I was thrilled to be able to sort of wear that mantle and also to bring Twain around the country again, you know, because he's perpetual, you know, he is evergreen.
He's even a meme.
Pardon?
He's even a meme.
Oh, I'm sure, but everything's a meme
I just saw something where it was a quote from him that said, you know what a perfect library is? A book, a cat, and a chair.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of pictures of him in chairs with cats and books, so he was a cat lover.
So it's a beautiful show, you were saying, but it's also, I mean, he's very funny.
Well, Twain was really considered the funniest man in America when he was out there, and maybe even in the world, alongside maybe our great beloved Oscar Wilde. But he was, people just think of him as a writer, as a novelist, as a writer of these great memoirs and travel books and letters and lectures. But he was a performer. A lot of people don't realize he was maybe the first nationally famous stand-up artist.
That's interesting.
Well, yes, he started in San Francisco, and for many, many, many years he did what is called his lectures, his lecture tours, but which were basically performances where he would get up and tell stories and talk about political things. And
were they off the cuff, or were they things that he had
No,
actually...
he prepared them They were rehearsed like a murder. But he would perform them as if he was making them up at the time.
Which was the beauty of it too, which is part of the...
Absolutely, and they would be different. Different places would require different tours. He would have like maybe 3 different scenarios, and he'd choose from one or the other. And Hal used to do that, and eventually I'll be doing it too, although I've had to learn a bunch of stuff first. But he would decide, well, tonight I'll take this story out and I'll put this story in. For this crowd I'll do.
So are you doing the same show every night, or are you doing any
I'm doing the same show every night.
Okay.
At the beginning here, because Hal had the advantage of about 50 years to put all this together and to keep working on it and perfecting it. I haven't had anything other than a few months, so I have to learn a show and to do it. And when I get that really under my belt, I'm really comfortable. Then maybe I'll begin to shuffle the deck the way he did.
Is that hard to do, do you think, or easy?
I'll tell you when I find out.
And I'll tell you, and you are so well known for doing, film, but TV. Really?
Yeah, sure.
This is quite different, isn't it? Or is it not?
What's different?
This kind of being in a theater, doing the one-man show, with an audience right there that is responding.
I made my theater Broadway debut as a member of Actors Equity in 1958 when I was 7. And I've been working in the theater for, my equity card is 67 years old, so I have a long history in the theater.
That's a bit of a history.
I'm no stranger to it, but I've only done one other one-man show before, which was The Letters of Tennessee Williams, which is wonderful, but you read them. This is not, I don't read this stuff. This stuff is by memory. But yeah, it's very different. I mean, I just came off of 2 shows, To Kill a Mockingbird and Our Town, which has casts of 24 and 28 actors, and that was just me. But I'm not alone. I got the audience.
You do have the audience, and I'm sure they're going to be thrilled to see you and
we'll find out.
interact.
I mean, they're the scene partner. They teach you everything you need to know.
And how long are you going to do this, do you think? As long as Hal Holbrook?
Well, I don't think I have 50 years left.
Oh,
please. Let's see how we feel about it. I mean, it's something that I could keep doing, I would imagine, and until they carry me off.
I hope that doesn't. I hope that doesn't happen. I'm there if it happens.
I'm going to go anywhere. I'd be just as happy to go on the stage as anywhere else.
What a great show! This is going to be a wonderful success, and I'm so pleased to meet you.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the conversation. Thank you.
A dog found abandoned and injured in Springfield this morning had to be put down. What we know so far about the search for the person responsible. And the Longmeadow community is still reeling from the recent arrest of a school librarian on child porn charges. We'll hear from parents ahead. And it looks like a beautiful weekend ahead. You can catch the full 22 News Storm Team forecast coming up at noon.
Well, it's time to get up and get moving. It's Fitness Friday.
We're going to be focusing on our leg day. Joining us to walk us through these exercises is George Flathers, a group fitness and boot camp instructor at Next Fitness. Thanks so much for being with us, George.
Thanks for having me, as usual. So today, we're going to talk about blood circulation primarily.
All right.
All right. So we know our heart muscle is a big muscle that circulates blood through our body. But we have a second heart muscle. Do you know where it is?
I kind of already know. Should I say it?
Go for it.
It's in the calf.
Calf muscle, exactly. The lower part of the calf, called the soleus.
Okay.
And so basically, as we walk and flex that calf is contracting and it's helping to push the blood back to our heart.
All right.
So that's why people that have a very sedentary lifestyle have issues with pooling in their legs. Standing for long periods of time or sitting for long periods of time. So we want to have that calf muscle flexing all the time. That's why walkers, swimmers, cyclists seem to have better longevity.
Yeah.
It's proven because they're flexing that soleus all the time, pumping that muscle. So we can do that. So you sit at a desk all day long, you could be doing the soleus push-up at your desk every once in a while.
And people at home could be doing it with us right now.
Absolutely.
They don't have to even get up out of the chair.
They don't even have to get up. They just have to get to the edge of the chair.
All right.
And the soleus push-up is
Yep.
simply calf raises as we sit.
That's all.
You feel that calf flexing.
Yes.
And it starts as it squeezes now. What it's doing, it's helping that blood to push up through the veins to return to our heart much easier.
Do we need to be shoulder width apart, or does it not matter?
Well, you know what? It's funny because obviously you want to move it around a little bit once in a while. If you're doing a calf raise, if we're going to do it for some strength too, we're going to kind of build our calves. We'll stand in a few minutes. We'll point our toes in different ways. So I like to do it first with our toes pointed forward, for a while. And then, so many reps, a little break, so many reps, a little break. And then let's point our toes maybe out now a little, and you'll feel it working a little different.
It's like a ballerina plie.
Exactly. Absolutely. So you feel it, how different it feels as you change the angle of your toes. The other thing we can do is, we'll use our weights for this, but a lot of people could do it on the edge of a book, or we'll put our toes underneath the weights. And now with our heels on the floor, we're going to feel a total different feel here.
Yeah, I feel that.
Absolutely different feel.
You feel that, Priscilla?
You feel that.
I'll be with you in just a moment. Yes, I do.
Simple move, but so effective and so important.
Right, exactly.
So important.
So we got 2 minutes
when we
left.
walk, we want to walk uphill as much as we can,
Yes.
too, to help flex that. Let's try standing, and we'll just use the chair for balance, okay? It's better if you have something even tall sometimes when you're doing some calf raises. If people have great balance, you don't have to hold on to anything. I need help, hold on to something. So we're just going to do those calf raises.
Megan, there's a light out up there.
I know. I can reach
So
up
simple.
and fix it. Feel the burn, Priscilla?
Feel the burn real
Feel
fast.
it in your calf?
Real fast. So take now those weights, put them under your toes.
I already felt the burn now.
Oh, yeah.
Really? Maybe
You do want, yes. Hold on, a little balance here.
mine hard and steady.
So flexing that muscle is the whole key. Like we said, walking, if you want to walk in an area, if you can walk uphill, you're really going to get it stretched out. You can even just push back.
Just stretch it out.
Yep.
Feel the stretch.
Oh, yeah.
Flex it.
It's almost like a mini lunge, but without
exactly. And all it takes is just to keep it moving.
So we got 30 seconds.
Every time that muscle contracts, like I said, think of it as if it looks like a little heart. If you actually saw the muscle, that's why they think of it as a little heart. And as it contracts, it's pushing that blood back up through the veins.
This is such important information because
It's going to help varicose veins too. If people get varicose veins, it helps that blood to flow back up to the heart,
And
which is
also you
why
get that where you're
it
standing up
pulls.
and you get dizzy. It's because your legs have not been, your calves have not been pumping that blood.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
terrific information.
Yeah. So
All right,
simple.
this is perfect for learning how to do, you know, a little workout at your desk. Perfect.
Super
Thanks so
simple.
much for being with us.
Great. Thank you.
And thanks to our friends at DeRocher Flowers for the beautiful flowers that sit on our set each and every week.
Don't forget, if you missed anything from today's show, you can watch it again at 1 p.m. on CW Springfield or visit us online at mymassappeal.com.
And Monday on Mass Appeal, we're foraging into the wonderful world of mushrooms. So many uses, including cooking, medicine, and more.
Stay tuned for 22 News at noon, coming up next.